This is your 5.5 word problem. Very, very quick rundown of how to work on these word problems using the rational equations that we just went over in the 5.4 packet in the last video that you guys watched. Now, you can see there's only, I think, 4 or 5 questions here. It's very simple. This is going to be on your power assignment with 5.4 and an application from 5.4, as well as some problems from 5.4 as well. So you'll have a couple problems, 10 problems maybe. This will be 1 or 2 of them. You'll have a couple of the other ones, some word problems as well. Okay, so number 4, I work out. Well, I don't work out, as is evident by just looking at me. But the problem says I work out. Okay, so we're going to walk through how to do these. I will also have you guys pause the video and try to figure them out as well. There's 2 ways to do this. And for the ones that are just kind of really nice numbers, like 8 and 2, or even number 5 here, it got 12 and 10, those are going to be really, really easy to do in one particular way. And then when we get to another problem where you got decimals, it's going to be a little bit different. I kind of want to talk about the basic introduction into these particular problems. And here's your general equation that we're going to be using. It's 1 over A plus 1 over B equals 1 over A plus B. Now, what this means is this 1 stands for the job, how long it takes you to do that one job. This A is an individual. Same thing with the B here. Okay, this is an individual. Now, this A plus B is working together. So you'll notice in these problems, there's usually 2 people. They try to do it separately, or they try to work together and then find the other value and so on. So we just have to put the values in the correct spots. I work out. Classic algebra work problems can be solved using rational equations. Check this one out. Mr. Bean can make 1 algebra video in 8 hours. So he is the first individual. His job is 1 video. So he makes 1 video in 8 hours. If Mr. Sullivan helps him, they can finish 1 video in 2 hours. Well, it's helping. That's when they're working together. Sorry, I didn't put that down there before. They're working together. So that means that there's 1 over 2. The job is making a video in 2 hours. What we do not know is how long it takes Sullivan, and this can be A or B or C, it doesn't really matter, or X if you wanted to make a video on his own. This table, I don't care about the table. I actually should have probably deleted that, so that doesn't really matter. So what I want to do, this is an equation that we just solved. I want to find the LCD. What is the LCD between 8A and 2? Well, that's 8A. So now let's multiply everything. So this should be an A plus, 8 equals 4A, right? And then I solve this. I get 3A equals 8. I divide. A equals 8 over 3. Now, what does this mean? 8 over 3 is actually 2.6 repeated. So this tells me that about 2 hours and 2/3 of an hour is what, 40 minutes. So 2 hours and 40 minutes it takes Sullivan to make a video. Okay, 2 hours and 40 minutes it takes Sullivan. You don't actually have to get this specific. You can keep it as 2.6 repeated. That is okay. So that was one way how to do it with kind of very basic equations that we talked about up front. What I want you guys to do is work on number 5. Again, pause the video now and then hit play. Okay, this is how you set it up. And then what I want to do is multiply. My LCD is going to be 60A. I multiply and I get, this is 5A plus 60 equals 6A. And then I bring that over, and that gives me A, or A, doesn't really matter, equals 60. So apparently Rallone, man, he cannot quilt to save his life. Takes him 60 hours. It would take me like a lifetime, or it takes him a lifetime, apparently. It only takes me 12 hours. It takes him like 8 years is what it seems like to make this this one quilt. Okay, so 60 hours for Rallone. You can even tell him, man, he is slow. Now for number 6, If you look at this particular problem, you can see that I now have some decimals, and 6.96 is your decimal, and it's not going to be as easy as before to calculate your LCD and so on. So I'm going to show you how to do this problem on your calculator. So whatever your calculator is, if it's a TI-34 or one of the Wabbit TI-84s or even your own TI-83s, whatever, I'm going to show you how to input it, get your answer as always. Let's get started. So Mr. Wharton, that's me, is throwing a huge birthday party for Mr. Kirkton. Mr. Wharton has enlisted Mr. Schaefer. This is old Schaefer, his expertise in blowing up balloons for the party. Wharton and Schaefer can blow up 20 balloons in 6.96 minutes as a team. That means they're working together. So 1 over 6.96 is equal to 1 over something plus 1 over something. I do not know what goes here or here yet. If I had done it alone, it would have only taken me 15 minutes. What I do not know is, well, apparently I suck at blowing up balloons because 15 minutes, that's a lot of time. But how fast can Schaefer blow up 20 balloons? So this is going to be your A or X or S, or it doesn't really matter. Now, if you notice, coming up with an LCD between 15 and 6.96 is a little bit cumbersome. Okay, so here's a strategy that you guys can use to solve problems that look like this when you have decimals. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to isolate for the unknown. I'm going to move the 1/15 over. So minus 1 over 15, right? I bring it over. Boom, bring it over. So now I have 1 over A equals 1 over 6.96 minus 1 over 15. Here's what I'm going to use the calculator right here. Okay, let me pull it up here. So I see I have 1 over 6.96 minus 1 over 15. I'm going to put it in that way. I'm going to open parentheses, 1. Now, some of you guys have like a ABC button. Don't use that. Use the division bar because it won't recognize 6.96. It'll come back as like syntax error. You don't want that. So use the straight up division bar, 6.96. I'm going to close parentheses. I'm going to minus. I'm going to open 1/15 there. Again, use the division sign. Don't use the absolute or the ABC fraction bar. Close parentheses, and then I'm going to hit enter. And you'll notice that you get 0.077011494. You get some decimal. It doesn't really matter what that is. You guys might think that's your answer, but it's really not because it's 1 over A. It's not A over 1. So there's a little button on your calculator that says x to the negative 1 power. What I'm doing is I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it. Okay, I'm really going to flip this answer. So if I take the answer to the negative 1 power and then I hit enter, this gives me how long it would take Schaefer to blow up those same balloons. So Schaefer would take, let's see, round it to the nearest hundredth, we'll go 12.99 minutes. 12.99 minutes. So I don't know how old Schaefer is, but I'm a lot younger than he is, and he can blow up 20 balloons faster than me. Man, that's not much faster, but it's still faster. All right, and that's what we get there, 12.99 minutes. Okay, I want you guys to pause the video for numbers 7 and 8. Try doing those two, and then hit play when you guys are ready, and I'll walk you through those. All right, pause now. Okay, for pool filler, I am stealing some water from my neighbor. Basically, he's on vacation. He doesn't even know I'm stealing his water, and I'm just stealing it. I got to get ready for swimsuit season. I should probably hit the gym as well. So I want to find an LCD. You have two ways. I'll show you both ways here, and then I'll only show you one way for number 8. So the first way would be the LCD, and that would be 60. So if I make my denominators 60, okay, and then x, right, because I need a variable x. I chose x and not a plus b because I don't want the plus in there. So this is 60. Sorry, it's got to be x there. Then this is by 3x. This is by 5x. And then this is just by 60. So this is 8x equals 60. I divide. I get x is equal to 60 over 8, which is 7.5 hours. So I'm filling up using my hose. I'm filling up using my neighbor's hose. And then the third year, I'm filling up using both of our hoses. because I want to see how long it takes. Hopefully it's a lot shorter. So I go from 20 hours to 12 hours, now to 7.5 hours for both hoses to be filling up my swimming pool. And again, I'm stealing his water. I'm not paying for that water. That's crazy. Now let's do it on a calculator and see how to do it here. Okay, I still have the same equation, and I know my answer is 7.5. Let's see if I get my answer. So I want to type in 1/20th plus 1/12. So parentheses 1 divide by 20. So again, make sure you use the division, not your ABC button. Plus, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't even a plus. Yeah, that was a plus. Open parentheses 1 over 12. And I get some decimal, which is 0.1333333. And then what I want to do is, again, I want to hit the x to the -1 power, hit enter, and I get 7.5. So I get 7.5 both ways, as well it should, because that's the right answer, okay? 7.5 hours. That's how long it would take. Let's do the break fixer. I'm going to do the break fixer. Just straight up, should be pretty simple, pretty fast. So here we go. Apparently, me and Kirkton are really, really good friends. We're watching TV, changing his brakes. We both own Ford Tauruses. We really don't, but in this problem, it says we do. So Wharton goes first because Kirkton doesn't know how to change brakes, so he's on YouTube researching how to do it. So it takes me 2 hours. And then I'm such a nice guy, such a nice guy. Some of you probably beg to differ that one. But then it takes an hour. So plus 1 over something, x, because I don't know how long Kirkton does, equals 1 over 1, which is just 1. Now, if I think about it, 1/2 plus what equals 1? Well, that's also got to be a 2 there. So x is 2, so 2 hours. So even after all of that researching for Kirkton, he did it just as fast as I did. So who is faster? We're both a tie. We tie. We tie. I hate ties, but we tie. I like tying ties because I'm really good at it, but I hate ties in like games and sports because it sucks. But there you go. So it takes 2 hours. That was a quick way to do it. You can put it in your calculator, or you can find a common denominator, and that's fine too. But you'll get 2 hours for Kirkton. So therefore, who finishes faster? Nobody. Nobody knows. All right, that was your 5.5 section. Remember, this section is going to be on your test as well, your power assignment included in the 5.4 power assignment. It's just going to be one power assignment for both sections. Okay, please make sure it's only 6 questions or 5 questions here, but that should be all you need. Okay, if you want any more, please let me know, but you should have enough. All right, again, tagline coming up. I might change it here soon, but I'm not in this video. Remember, take notes, do work, and you will see success.